Bernhard Schulte, or the Schulte Group as we call it, has two core businesses. One is ship owning and one is ship management. So the relationship is very close, very symbiotic. They are separate businesses. The decision-making process is separate. The ship owning side is asset heavy, of course, and there are far fewer people involved, particularly because we subcontract the management of the vessels to Bernhard Schulte Shipmanagement. So the one is an asset-heavy business, the other one is a people-heavy business. But we work very closely together, and even more so now that I am CEO also of Bernhard Schulte Shipmanagement and responsible for the daily business of the ship management part as well. We have made a couple of acquisitions outside of the ship management space, including underwater hull cleaning. We're now looking at a ship chandling company, warehousing, logistics. We're also looking at more in the marine travel. And we've looked at several different opportunities and managed to implement some of them. But indeed, that is one of our focuses now, to increase our maritime services portfolio. So growing the ship management, of course, as the core of that, but adding on ancillary services where we can identify a need, and of course something that matches our culture and our profile. So that's also one of the reasons why I took up the challenge of being the BSM CEO, because as Schulte Group management, and I work very closely with the shareholders, we want to rebalance our portfolio a little bit away from steel and more into services. So that is our priority for the next several years. That's where the future is. We recognized that a good 6 or 7 years ago by setting up our own IT operation, insourcing all our IT requirements and our software development. So we've spent that time developing what we think is a very good suite of software programs for ship management and ship owning, to the extent that we think we have one of the best softwares now available on the market. We have started selling that software also to third parties with good success. And we're using the proceeds, the revenues, to reinvest in the further development of the software. So we have around about 250 people full-time on the software development, which is a big investment for a company of our size. But we think that it's very important in order to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. We're working with several partners also on innovation projects, also for, the precursor of unmanned ships. We think that's a long way away, but certainly there's a lot that can be done on board in terms of automation, in terms of more sophisticated collision avoidance systems. So we want IT to help our people on board to reduce the risks of accidents, to operate the vessels more efficiently. So we believe very much in the digital revolution. Means collecting a lot of data from the vessels, IoT on board, monitoring the equipment more closely, monitoring the performance. We have a fleet performance center in Athens, which is collecting the data, which we will then use to make sure that we can operate vessels more efficiently and more safely. So we're not only talking about big data, we are actually collecting it and analyzing it, but there's still a long way to go, and we have to continue investing. Our real ambition is to fulfill most of our personnel requirements internally, so to try and attract as many people from university, from the vessels, young people, develop them ourselves with our culture, and then to promote them through the ranks and hopefully let them take over the senior positions in due course. We're also supporting many education initiatives for our office staff, so university degrees, other specific training for superintendents. And of course for our seafarers, we have our maritime training centers in various locations. That is a big investment we have, and we will continue doing that, continue improving that. The Schulte Group has been involved in LNG since the 60s really, so it's not something new for us. But LNG seems to be coming of age now internationally. There's a lot of gas available and a lot of gas that needs to be transported by sea. So we have been focusing on LNG capabilities since the last decades, ship management opportunities, and also on the ship owning side we have invested in LNG tankers. So we believe we have a very strong LNG capability. In fact, we think we are the strongest out of the ship managers in this segment. And yeah, within the LNG sphere, we are quite focused at the moment on LNG bunkering. So providing the bunkering infrastructure. Yeah, we hope to expand our footprint as LNG bunker providers, but also to offer our services to other ship owners who have LNG tonnage that they would like us to take care of for them. So yeah, LNG is an area where we strongly believe in the future development for various reasons, and we have the resources and capability to support the industry developments. We're pleased that we reached terms with the shareholders of Pronav, who are still working together with us in developing the business of Pronav. So basically the rationale behind that was to increase our LNG base load in terms of full managed vessels. So Pronav has a number of long-term ship management contracts for large LNG vessels, the Q-Flex type, also some larger size LNG vessels with steam turbine propulsion, which is also still a specialist area within the LNG domain. So we think we have been able to attract or obtain in this way some very technically sound and commercially competent people within the Pronav organization, with very strong relations to both oil majors and their customers, which are all based in Qatar. So it increases our LNG footprint as a ship manager, also our pool of resources, both on the vessels and ashore, and expertise. Yeah, we think that will also reaffirm our commitment to having a strong presence in Singapore. In fact, Singapore is one of our most important locations, both on the ship management and ship owning side. So we see that the importance of Singapore will increase, and the importance of Asia in general for our business. So yeah, Singapore is a thriving hub. It's a fantastic place to do shipping business. So we see that we will grow here in the future strongly.